Hey, y'all. Welcome to our home. I'm Chris Simonsen with Frederick and Clark Realty, and my wife.
I'm Mary Fallon with Mary Fallon Design.
And this is our house. Come on in. So the story of this house is we sat and talked and met and figured out that we wanted to make sure that the most ecologically friendly home build we could do was not to tear something down and send it to the dump. We wanted to save the ranch, and that was my wife's idea.
When I first started drawing plans for the renovation of our 1,650 square foot ranch home, I was able to work through the interior floor plan without too much trouble, but I kept stumbling with the front of the house. One day, my dear friend James Dunn stopped in for a meeting about another job on which we were collaborating. And I shared my dilemma of the front elevation of the house. And he said, Mary, give me a day or two. And the next day, he showed up with the front of our home, with this magnificent front window, with a side entrance, with a tall ceiling that moves into more intimate ceiling heights, also creating interest. And James and I together said, this is truly our Save the Ranch project. If you'll follow us now to see how our home unfolds, it's an open floor plan, but yet there are plenty of privacy walls, if you will, to segregate the rooms where it's not just completely open. Come with us.
Come on.
One of my desires as we were talking about interior finishes was texture, and I truly wanted a textural home. I believe layering in architectural finishes is as important as layering in decorative interior finishes. So we have included wonderful clear pine planked walls, beautiful Pecky cypress trim, clear cypress trim and bookcases in our library, and a use of other panels, all of which the millwork came from James at Vintage Millwork.
And put together by great people with Paul Sladen and Company. This incredible wall right here is an example of it was nothing but drywall before, and now it's all poplar and trim, and it's fabulous.
And it's a secret. We needed a place for our heating and air system, and inside this paneled wall is actually fully mechanical. You cannot hear it and you do not know it. So that's the importance when you are looking at designing interiors of homes. It not only has to function from a mechanical perspective, but it needs to look beautiful at the same time.
So this kitchen was one of the pods we added onto the house when we saved the central section of our house. And a kitchen is really important to Mary and I. Having been on the road for so long early in my career, I wanted a place where I could learn how to cook. And being married to this fabulous lady, wow, I learned how to cook in a hurry. It's been a blast, but this is truly the heart and soul of our house. When our friends come, they either stand over by the bar or they stand here in the kitchen with us. And this kitchen island is big enough, as you can see, to both serve dinner and serve hors d'oeuvres, and we have a lovely place to entertain. Mary's been in the design and build world for 45 years, and in that time, we've realized that there is nothing colder than a house under construction in the wintertime. So starting in about mid-October, we'll start building fires in our lovely fireplace here, and we will have a fire every night. And I will come home, and Mary will be seated right here on this fender, warming herself, and she'll say, "Cocktail, please." Talk about the texture in this room. I love this.
Well, I wanted the library to feel cozy and warm, but I didn't want it to be dark. I did want accents of beautiful wood. And again, this magnificent cypress James was able to source for us. And my dear friend, Daryl Garrison, did all of the stain and finish work. Once again, I did not want any drywall, so the walls are covered in fabric. They're upholstered. So you had layers in this room of beautiful cypress, fabric-covered walls, limestone mantel, iron fire bench, rattan cocktail table. So you see, layering is important, both architecturally and from the interior design approach.
One of the things that I love most about Daryl Garrison as an artistic painter is, if you'll notice the surround of the windows over on this side, they are the molding around the sides of them are all cypress, but the windows themselves are not, but they look like they are. He is that talented.
They were original to the house. The door and the side panels were original when we purchased the house in 1991. This particular room had been the garage when the house was built in the 50s. This is the hallway that leads to our master suite, the laundry room, and the powder bath. It is the original hall, both in length and in width, of the ranch home that we purchased in 1991. And I was stumbling over, how do I treat this wall in that it is so narrow? And my dear friend Paul Montgomery, who is an amazing designer of murals, created this for us. He and I were working on a project together here in Nashville, and I brought him to the house, and he goes, "Oh, I have something I think that might work." And from there, we developed this beautiful mural as the entrance to our master suite.
And it really makes you feel like you're entering into a sanctuary. So when Mary designed this house, we thought about having a large bedroom with a sitting area and, you know, all the accoutrement that everybody has for their primary suite. What we decided was, you spend 3/4 of the time or 7/8 of the time you're here asleep. So why does it need to be enormous? And so we decided to make this a true sleeping chamber.
One of the reasons that we decided on a sleeping chamber is that I truly wanted to have access to our backyard. I wanted the light coming through the double windows. I wanted fresh air in the spring and fall. And I wanted an entrance and exit from our bathroom directly to our backyard. And that is why this room is designed the way that it is. The space that we're now in is truly a surprise bonus space. When we were adding on our garage, obviously you have to have a roof over the garage. And I told Chris, I do not want an attic this big. I will not have all of that belongings that many people have in their garages that nobody wants at the end of the day. Therefore, I decided it would become my office with a separate entrance, 2 offices, a kitchen, a bath, and plenty of closets for storage. From that, it developed into the apartment we lived in while we completed the balance of the renovation of the rest of the house, and it is now our guest suite, never to have become my office, sadly.
I'm really sorry about that. Well, we have lots of really good friends that come and stay with us, and it is so nice to have them where they have a private entrance and can get away. It's really great stuff. The spring and the fall in Nashville are magical times weather-wise. The breeze is wonderful. The sunlight is beautiful. This is where we spend a lot of our time during those periods of the year. The thing that came in here was that Mary designed this specifically because of how our house was laid out.
Yes, it truly is the connector between the primary house, the kitchen, and our garage with the apartment above. It's a beautiful space to be able to transition When you exit from your car, you come into the house, you're protected, and it's pretty to look at. It also gave us an opportunity to create a friend's entrance to our home, as well as direct access to our gardens in the backyard.
Plus, when we had when we were designing it with the size of our island, we didn't feel like we wanted to have an inside breakfast nook. So we turned that into an outdoor dining space. Mary, I know what I like about this house, but I'm not quite sure how to put it into architectural terms.
What I love about our home is the use of elements that derive from a Tudor cottage. We have tall roofs, we have gabled dormers, we have a large, beautiful window in the front, all of which allow light into the house. These large windows often were seen in stained glass at the turn of the 20th century. We have roof lines that bisect one another. And for all of you out there who have a ranch and want to know how do I change it, the first thing you do is bisect the roof line. Thank you for visiting with us today, and we'll hope you come back. Our door is always open.
Bye, y'all.